Mic check one, mic check one.
Mic check dos A, mic check dos A.
Mic check 2B, mic check 2B. Or not to be.
That is the question.
And welcome to the UGO podcast. So good to be back, Travis, right?
We go somewhere?
Yeah, we did. And we picked up a straggler, if you will. A stray, because this, of course, is Unapologetic Geek Out, the weekly, geekly, speakly podcast.
I think that's a word.
I don't think it is, but...
This intro has changed since the last time I've been here.
Oh my god, who is that?
It's Kyle.
Who is that?
It's Kyle.
When did he get in
Don't put your
here?
arm around me just because we're sharing mics. Holy shit, we might have to look at that audio.
Kyle got so offended that I think you clipped the mic.
He is Kyle, the clipper of mics.
Kyle, I'm so glad you're back, Kyle. I swear to God, I missed you.
It's good to be back.
But yeah, but who's missing who on here? Because it is me, Nick, the Merc with a mic, and my fellow unapologist,
Travis.
And Kyle.
Oh my God, this feels right. This feels classic, like going back to the original, the OG crew, if you will. I mean, I don't even remember who Justin is. Like, you don't even have to worry about all that. The Adventures of New Kyle. I like to
New Kyle.
But Kyle,
we can rebuild him.
So, are you trying to say that Justin is just our Tracy?
Man, I would not call anyone Tracy.
I know, right? That's me.
That's rough. I mean, technically he fits all the qualifications, but I wouldn't call him that.
Not to his face.
But yeah, enough of these obscure Pokemon references. Today is gonna be I don't even know, I was thinking of just a TV catch-up episode, but since we've never actually talked about Stranger Things on the episode, and Stranger Things is coming up, and Kyle just told me that he and his girlfriend just binged to watch Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
I was sort of yes! And we have a stranger among us as well to the podcast, at least for for a while. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna title this one, I think, Stanger Kyles.
Stranger Kyles?
Stanger Kyles, I think.
Well, there are Stranger Kyles than I, believe it or not.
Yeah, Stanger Kyles.
I don't believe it. I've met you.
You bitch.
But before we get into all that, I just want to mention some of the announcements. Of course, we have our lovely, lovely logo made for us by the lovely Kelly Main. That's Isabella the Derpy Dragon, our plucky little mascot who is now with us physically. Kyle, this is your first time meeting Isabella physically.
This is my first time meeting Isabella, and I love her.
I know. She is very cute. I'm very happy with her. She's fantastic. And of course, what else is fantastic is the UGO of our logo, which was designed for us by the amazing Tanner Hackle of Tanner Hackle Designs. If you need some work done by him, you can check out his site at tannerhackledesigns.com. And of course, give Kelly Main a look up if you need some commission work and stuff done as well. And as for that, I usually make the announcements of, what's been up with us lately, and I have a couple things that are in the works right now that I can't really go into. We got a new...
Yay for vagaries.
We got a new project coming up that I will be able to announce more next week. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a collaborative effort. It's even to feature Travis, even though it's so secret. Travis doesn't know that he's involved in the secret project.
I mean, I assumed, but just because I don't know something doesn't mean jack shit.
To be fair, I actually I want you to be on it, but you by no means have to be on it. Oh. I just have a neat idea that I've been working out with a previous collaborator of ours this past week. And it's very last minute, so I will understand if you do not want to join us, but I will hate you forever. So
do you promise?
I do promise. And
accepted. No taking back.
So yeah, we'll get more on that. Other than that, I am going to be refocusing some of the podcast stuff. Our YouTube channel is going to change a little bit. There's going to be less Let's Plays, that's for sure. At the current rate that we were going at, I couldn't quite keep up. That and the quality of the Let's Plays just couldn't meet the same standards of me trying to pump out one almost every day. So I was trying new things with it. We weren't getting the results that I wanted or the quality that I wanted, and we weren't getting the responses that I think that, I don't know. I don't think that's our thing. Or we're gonna try and vary it up. Or we're gonna try and incorporate video into some of the Let's Plays too to see what happens. But more, I'm gonna try and do some of our background scenes of actually recording some of the video segments of the podcast, and maybe trying to incorporate those a little bit. I mean, we're gonna change things up just a little bit to see how they work.
Mess around with the formula.
Yeah, we're gonna mess around with it a little bit to see what kind of different results we can get. So yeah, if you're watching for us on our YouTube channel, just expect for that to change up a little bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna open up to the floor. How you been, guys? Specifically, Kyle, how are you?
I am passable.
You are passable?
I am a human being.
You are a human being.
You are passable as a human being?
Not quite.
Are you like?
But I'm getting there.
That's
Are you
worrisome.
like in what's it, Pod Save America, where every time they ask ask one of their guests, I forget who it is. I think it's their Pod Save the World guest or something. But it's like, hey, how are you? In Trump adjusted terms, I'm fine.
Yeah.
like she always does that caveat before but when she answers, it's just like in Trump.
It's just like adjusting for inflation.
And adjusting for Trump.
If you ask me a year ago, if I was in the same exact situation, I would tell you this is the worst time of my life. But in Trump adjusted terms, it's okay. We're fine. It's all right. So I like that Kyle is in Kyle adjusted terms. He's fine. Travis, how are you?
I've been letting a video game destroy my life again.
What are you playing again?
Divinity Original Sin 2.
The Original Sin. Wow. I like that they're in their marketing. I wonder what that's like. Just like every copy of the game comes with a free apple. Just tastes so knowledgy.
Well, I may or may not have fucked a skeleton.
What?
Apparently, my tongue is very talented.
Oh,
I don't. Whoa, that is. I mean, what? That doesn't sound right. I don't even know how that's physically possible.
It's what I was told.
Okay,
I was also mugged by a lizard prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
That happens.
It does happen, actually.
No, I mean, I don't mean to disparage # not all lizard people, but you do got to be careful when you visit certain jungles in those neighborhoods with those lizards. Fucking chameleons. But anyway, our bigoted comments towards lizards aside.
I'll remember that.
Not all reptiles, just lizards.
Ash, not all reptiles. I mean, the Spider-Man has to fight the lizard for a reason, guys. He's not cool. Not a good guy. What were we even talking about again?
I don't know.
Nah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do before we go into our Stranger Things talk, I kind of wanted to do a catch up on some of the TV we've been watching. And I know me and Travis, we've been watching Gotham.
God, that show.
So, and what I mean by we've been watching Gotham is that I started to watch Gotham while I was editing because I needed something. I'm like, I don't really need to pay attention to this. I'll throw this on the background. And I'm going to be honest, I did not.
You were wrong.
I mean, I didn't really care for Gotham in the first couple episodes, but then it decided to I don't know, get nuts to the point where I was watching episodes and then Travis was listening to me watch episodes and then started to get dragged into the living room.
What the fuck is going on
What
out
is
here?
happening out here? I think it was the Venom episode.
That's the first time I popped out, yeah.
Yeah, where they actually introduced the Bane's Venom formula, I think 30 years before he fucking shows up. And just oh no, but it's unrefined formula, it's not perfected, so it burns calcium in your body, and people try to replace it by drinking gallons of milk. And I'm just I don't even... I mean, I don't need to argue science with you, but I don't think that's how that works.
No.
And then, of course, their skeletal systems bust in on them in a crazy, stupid CG way. That's just amazing to watch.
It looks like they fucking die from a Looney Tunes skit.
No, he dies. They show an ATM over his crushed and weird legs. All it needs is, the Looney Tunes theme to go over it and that little silhouette to come out, and then the Porky Pig be like, "Blee, blee," that's all, folks. Gotham is fucking nuts. And I swear to God, it's that all the actors, absolutely everyone is overacting.
Yeah.
The extras in the back are overacting. The main characters are overacting. The villains are overacting. Everyone is playing it at 11 at all times.
Because I came in on the Bane episode, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Then I kind of left for a little bit again. Then all of a sudden I got dragged back in when they started talking about the goat ghost.
The goat ghost.
And I was just like, okay, now I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah, there's a serial killer that is infested by the ghost of a goat that, or is seemed to, because they think like, well, that's pretty ridiculous. I don't know if I believe that. And I'm like, I just saw a dude skeletal structure completely destroy itself because he drank an ounce of formula. I don't think this is outside the realm of possibility, but
No.
fine.
And they've obviously already like crammed every character they could in the show, but I'm enjoying them because they're all fucking crazy.
They're all like, there's a scene like we saw between Fish Mooney, who is Jada Pinkett Smith's character, and the guy they got playing Penguin, and they are trying to overact each other
Yes.
the entire scene.
Out overact.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
you're gonna do this little hand wave thing while you act. Okay, well I'm gonna do this like licking my fingers thing while I act. Oh, you're gonna do that. Well, I'm gonna actually look at you and actually shake intensely while staring at you to show how angry I am. Like, no, actually physically shake, like I can see it, like it's an earthquake. Like, oh, you're gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna do this other weird thing with my hands that doesn't make any sense in the scene at all, but I'm doing it. Look at my hands. Look at my hands. Like, there's so much going on in the acting. Like, I want to be a fly on the wall on the set where the directors are obviously just going like, no, more. There is no such thing as too much on the set of Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of amazing I can't tell you if Gotham is good, but Gotham is entertaining.
Oh yeah.
That is not up for debate.
The most terrifying thing is that Bruce is like the most adjusted person on this show.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, they changed up Bruce to be kind of like, is he autistic?
He's autistic.
Is he like autistic? He's on the spectrum or
He's
something.
definitely there.
Because he's like, the way he interacts with people is so weird. Like, he's very emotionally, like, he's not like he lacks emotion because he gets super angry about some stuff, but
He definitely doesn't know how to interact with people.
Like, yeah, it's like once his parents get shot, like it's like he doesn't remember how to interact with anyone at all. like you did like play with kids when you were, younger. Like, I know you're 8 now, but like when you were 5 or something, you get how social interaction works. Alfred's a badass, but not a great parent.
No, he's not.
Because he has to raise Batman, and you can't raise a Batman while being a good parent. Good parenting does not result in a Batman.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't happen. Like, that just does not work.
Like, one kid starts like shit talking Bruce's mom, and then like Bruce gets in a fight with him. Alfred sees that and goes like, "All right, so we're gonna have to be able to beat him up better."
Yeah.
Sometimes bullies gotta get choked.
So did you hurt him? Oh, okay. Well, here's your father's watch. Go wear this on your fist and go punch him in the face. And then
Yeah.
And then like he shit talks the kid. He shit talks the kid.
Alfred
too.
shit talks the
Alfred
kid.
shit talks this kid.
Like it's like he hit me. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
let him.
And you just remember that I let him go off on you next time. And I'm like, okay. I mean, as weirdly as like, okay, you kind of want to pump your fist in the air, go like, yeah, he got his one over on the bully, but I'm like, yeah, but he also perpetuated violence in such a horrible way, and that's not a very good guardian thing to do. But yeah, Catwoman's in this. Poison Ivy as a young woman is in this.
It was creepy.
Riddler's in it in the background as an FBI pro.
I love Riddler.
Like, as this guy. He's weird. Penguin's in it. Maroni, Falcone, all the different gangsters. And that's just in episode 1, like, that they cram in all the cameos that they possibly can.
Huh.
It gets to a point where Victor Zsasz shows up later as a henchman of Falcone, and I'm like, wait, you seem a lot less crazy than you were to me. He's the guy that every time he murders someone, he carves or it might be just women, I don't know, but he carves a tally into his body every time he gets a kill. So
It's hard to tell because he did kill a chick on the show.
Yeah, it was his only kill. I don't remember specifically what his. I think it's just anytime he kills somebody. I just think he might kill more women than men. I don't know. He actually faces off with Gordon in the police station, tells everyone he's working for Falcone, and like, okay, everybody leave the police station so I can kill Gordon, or grab Gordon and kidnap him or something. That's right, he didn't want to kill him. And all the cops just leave. Like,
no, they don't leave at first. And he says, please?
Yeah.
And they all leave.
Yeah, it's
super corrupt.
It's to the point where I'm like, okay,
It is Gotham.
but if it's that corrupt, why the fuck is there even a police station? Is it just for looks at that point? It's just to keep up appearances.
Because otherwise someone would come looking and find out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Like,
Of course, we were really young to know about Los Angeles in the 90s, but it was pretty bad.
yeah, I mean, it is that, like, it is like that, but plus supervillains and, like, crazy stuff.
And, like, Gordon's not, obviously, commissioner right now.
Oh yeah, and Barbara is fucking having an affair with Renee Montoya, which is who's the second question or the female question. Like it is nuts. Like there's so much stuff going on. It's crazy.
It's kind of amazing.
But I am kind of having a lot of fun with it.
Little shows where like I just hear Nick going, "Man, I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very good." I'm on episode 12. What the fuck?
Well, no, I would actually say that I'm actually having more fun with it than I am with, like, certain seasons of Arrow. Because this show doesn't seem like it's taking itself seriously, like, at all.
No.
Like, at all.
It's like, we know what we are.
They definitely do.
They do know what they are. But yeah, like, for whatever reason, I wasn't digging in the first part of it. Maybe because it wasn't crazy enough yet. Once it starts to jump like 2 or 3 sharks an episode, I'm kind of into it. Like I'm kind of digging on it. But yeah, they got a really good guy playing Penguin too. I don't know who's playing Penguin, but he's amazing. He's awesome. Let's see, what else were we watching? We just finished Troll Hunters, but we'll save that with a review for the AA Battery Girls since they actually introduced us with that. We might do that next week then. I did want to mention The Good Place really quick.
I figured that was coming up.
The Good Place is really, really good. It's a kind of a half hour. I don't want to say sitcom, but it's a comedy about someone who gets mistakenly sent to heaven when they're not supposed to be there, and it is very, very funny. Like it is.
Yeah, I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's got Ted Danson and what's her name from Veronica Mars? Damn it, Christian Bell. Is that her? Yes, I think it's Christian Bell. Anyway, it's really funny. I love that. Like they didn't just send like someone who didn't quite make the cut. They sent a like garbage person to heaven, and she has to like try and earn her way or like.
Make herself a better person.
Make herself a better person she feels like she deserves there, or she doesn't get caught there. It's interesting. I'm actually gonna share with you guys a clip really quick.
All right.
Of the show, just to kind of demonstrate to you. This was one of my funnier moments of the show that I really liked. But we'll have to set it up. It's Chidi is an ethics. What do you call it? An ethics
professor.
Professor, yeah, and he is trying to teach Christian Bell's character how to be a better person, but it kind of ropes him into being her accomplice, and it's to the point where he's helping her hide, and it gets to the point where this is heaven. It's a perfect utopia, right? So they even have a personal assistant that you can call up and pop up named Janet, and she'll provide you with whatever you need, like whatever your heart's desires. It's supposed to be this perfect paradise. And so it gets to the point where they need to get rid of Janet in order to cover their tracks. And Janet is a program, so it's like not technically killing somebody, but it feels a lot like they're killing somebody. So I just kind of want to share with you this quick clip about their attempt to kill Janet.
Janet has learned and grown. She's essentially living a life. We can't kill her.
Not with that attitude, we can't. Listen, man, I'm dead, you're dead, we all died, and now we're killing her. Pay it forward.
No, that's not what that means at all, Eleanor.
That is not what that means.
Here we are.
She is awful.
Just press that button and it's goodbye, Janet.
Oh yeah, and Janet helps them.
I can see
Of course
that
she
you're
does.
worried,
It's her job.
And I just
Yep.
want to assure you, I am not human, and I cannot feel pain.
Thank you. That helps.
However, I should warn you, I am programmed with a fail-safe measure. As you approach the kill switch, I will begin to beg for my life. It's just there in case of an accidental shutdown, but it will seem very real. Cool. So who's doing this, me or you?
You.
Well, I think I have to. Being a bystander seems worse somehow. Okay, here we go.
Jeannie, no! Jeannie, please don't hurt me. I don't want to die, please. Again, I am not human. I can't die. I am simply an anthropomorphized vessel of knowledge built to make your life easier.
Your pleading seems so real.
Oh, yes, it is a very effective failsafe.
You want a robot killed right, you have to do it yourself.
Eleanor, no, please, wait. Eleanor, I have kids. I have 3 Tyler, Emma, and little tiny baby Philip. Look at Tyler.
Hold up the
Tyler has
picture.
asthma, but he is battling it like a champ. Look at him. No, Eleanor, look at them. Look at them!
It's so realistic.
Eleanor, again, I'm not human. This is a stock photo of the crowd at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
That's right. It's not real. Let's just do this.
Right.
Please, I have so much to live for. No.
We're not even near the...
Hey guys, what's going on? That party was lame, so I bailed. Then I saw you, so
He
I
is
followed you
also
here.
not supposed to be there.
Oh, look, a button. Oh man, I wanted to push that button. Not cool, dude. Whoa, what happened to Janet?
She's dead. I killed her.
Not killed. Remember, Janet was not a living being, so she can't be killed.
Attention. I have been murdered. 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 Attention.
What do we do, Eleanor?
Been murdered.
What do we do? Cheetah, you just murdered Janet. We have to flee your crime scene. Run!
Sorry, Janet.
I have been murdered.
Boy.
But yeah, that's just a small little taste of the Good Place. It's very it's very funny the way they have these weird moral complexities in this place that's supposed to be paradise, but she is so fucking up the program that
You know how bad of a person she is? She gives an angel anxiety.
Oh.
yeah, the Ted Danson is the angel that's supposed to create the paradise world, and he actually gets so sad that he's
He
like
tries to
no,
commit suicide.
kind of like yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not suicide technically because it's just retirement and angels can't die.
No, remember he lay down in the pit. He was waiting for the pit to swallow him whole.
Right, but he still can't die. He
Huh.
explained that later. He actually wants to go and retire, which retirement for angels means that he would go and be tortured in some sort of hell dimension. And his balls would be skewered, and he would spend eternity or spend a couple thousand years on the surface of the sun. So it's like, hey, maybe don't make this angel commit suicide. I don't think God would like that. I don't think it would be frowned upon.
Bad on your point system.
But yeah, it also has a great season finale. There's a big reveal in the season finale that is just fucking fantastic. It's amazing, and it makes me really want to watch season 2 like right away. So I would highly recommend that. With that, do you guys have anything else you guys been watching or want to mention?
Really been watching anything new
No.
besides Gotham.
Mm-hmm. Got ham.
God damn.
Got ham.
Oh, we got that. Gotta have.
I got ham. Well, with that, I think we'll take a small break and we'll come back with the trailer talk right after this. Sound good, everybody?
Sure.
Great.
Your name has such a pleasant sound. Love is all around, and all I see is you. I must be in a good place now.
And welcome back to the UGO podcast. It's trailer talk time, guys.
Ooh.
Man, I think the last one we did this one was with Star Wars The Last Jedi, I think.
That sounds about right.
The last one we did with Kyle.
You guys haven't done trailer
No,
talk
I mean
since?
with you.
No, I mean with
me.
you.
Oh, yeah.
No, we decided to retire trailer talk.
Yeah, once you left Kyle, but you couldn't do it anymore.
You just couldn't do it without my insight.
I haven't
So
even watched
depressing.
any of the trailers for Thor Ragnarok, Kyle, because I felt like watching them without you would be wrong.
Wow, you almost said that with a straight face.
no
I'm actually rather
idea.
impressed.
I have no idea. But yeah, we only got 2 trailers for this week. We have one that I wanted to get to. It's from our buddy. He only has 1 directing credit to his name. He's written a bunch though, but that directing credit was the film Ex Machina.
Okay.
That's Alex Garland. And I think we all enjoyed Ex Machina, correct?
Yeah, good film.
It was definitely a good film. He's also written for stuff like, I mean, come on, guys. He was one of the writers on Dredd, the new Judge Dredd remake. Come on.
I like that movie. So.
Yeah, I mean, and 28 Days Later, and I think Gran Torino too, or was he just a producer on that? Anyway, it does seem like he is trying to expand his portfolio here. It still looks like some sci-fi shenanigans going on with Natalie Portman here in the trailer for Annihilation. So let's give that a watch. Man, they look like a Mass Effect Andromeda base.
Yeah, a little bit. How depressing.
Natalie Portman as Ryder.
What's with the psychedelic cloud plants?
Well, I thought it was a bubble. Like, you know, like when
I
you...
have Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Probably not. Just a
Was it
guess.
carbon-based?
I don't know.
How the hell would I know that from looking at it?
Yeah.
Did it communicate with you?
It reacted to me.
You really have no idea what it was.
Did your husband contact you at any point while he was away?
No.
It was his
I feel like
decision
all
to
the
go.
questions, answers are no.
Why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission?
Whoa.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
Oh, I get it. It's the sequel to The Happening. The Plants Strike Back.
I need to know what's inside.
I get you.
I could save him.
Well, that was vague.
So yeah, that was the trailer for Annihilation.
So they're aiming to be the good February film?
There's room for 1 or 2 now, and they're aiming for it. All right. And I'll tell you what, cinematography, visuals for this film, really solid.
Yeah.
No idea what the fuck's going on.
Yep, no.
But the synopsis, from what I looked up at IMDb, is a biologist signs up for a dangerous secret expedition where the laws of nature do not apply.
Seems like a biologist's worst nightmare, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like plants, like, affecting, like, other organic, like, other, you know, sentient creatures, sort of thing. I saw, you know, plant deer.
So like Evil Dead.
Like Evil Dead. With almost as much tree rape. Gross.
See, Nick, all you actually saw was a Pokemon.
Did anyone else get a feel of, like, what did I see? What's that fucking deer Pokemon?
There's a plant deer Pokemon called Sawsbuck.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's just the live action, you know, they were saying they were making a live action Pokemon movie.
To be fair, it's like, can you describe it? Not really. I mean, it was a talking rock. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Was it carbon based? It was a rock.
I think I saw a Sudowoodo in there. It was weird. I don't know. It looked like a
It
plant.
kept saying Geo, dude. Oh, fuck it was.
Oh, I just kept saying, like, its name over and over again. Anyone else get a Arrival feeling from this?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was getting, is that, like, this reminds me a lot of the trailer of Arrival, only the trailer for Arrival kind of explains its very basic premise
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah, Arrival did explain it a lot more.
I mean, I like Natalie Portman as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's shown to be a very fine actress. Black Swan was one of those, really great roles for her. I don't really recognize as much as. Oh, that was her husband. It's Oscar Isaac again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I couldn't see because he was kind of in that shadow. I'm like, is that Oscar Isaac? I'm not 100%.
I don't know. You can never tell who Oscar Isaac is.
True. It's fucking chameleon, man.
Dude, that guy looks different in every fucking movie. Tessa Thompson is also in there as I love how their character names are the surveyor. Oscar Isaacs is the biologist's husband. Jennifer Jason Leigh is the psychologist. Natalie Portman is the biologist.
So that makes me think that...
Do they have names? What's the deal here?
It almost feels like they're hiding the names to hide something deeper that more people would know.
Well, it says based off a book, right?
Is it?
That's what it says, based off a top seller or whatever.
Oh, what isn't nowadays?
True. Something that's already been remade.
I'll tell you what, just from the visuals alone, I'm very intrigued. I mean, visuals can't, carry a movie throughout the whole thing, but I feel like this director has shown his worth with stuff like Ex Machina before. He definitely knows how to, shoot a scene. I think he also he's also writing this one as well, or adapting it from whatever book source it is.
Yeah.
And so he definitely knows how to write a screenplay, that's for sure. So I'm definitely going to at least give it a look, because I really enjoy this director's kind of vision. Any other thoughts on it before we move on?
It's really hard to tell at this point, to be honest.
I know, it's a really short, it's basically like an opening teaser.
Yeah.
Although this one's called a trailer, but like the 2.5 minute Tomb Raider teaser wasn't a trailer, it was a teaser. So I'm just confused.
That's they just stole that from the video game. So
I'm just confused.
Yeah, that's easier.
Let's move on to our next one here. Because we gotta get through those mazes, guys. We're still running through those mazes.
I thought they were going to be done making these films.
Yeah,
Me
actually,
too.
I'm kind of surprised.
Well, we still have to jump on the bandwagon of the, YA
15-year-old YA.
Yeah, YA novels. I mean, right when the pan's dead cold, guys. Like,
I guess.
When the iron's dead cold is when we strike. I mean, this one was always like, in my opinion, it was like the second best of the YA novels. I guess you don't count Harry Potter, because that was its own thing. But like out of the Hunger Games era, like Hunger Games was the best. And there was like this
Because this one actually got more than one movie.
And then this is Maze Runner. And then there was shit like
Divergent.
What was that Mortal Instruments movie that was also based like on fan fiction?
Yeah.
Like there was that one. The Giver. Like
that's an old book though.
True, but it was a newer movie.
And it was also still young adult book.
And they did shoot it like it was a sequel to Divergent or something.
Yeah.
Like, I like how they all look the same for whatever reason. They all have the same like cinematography look to them. It's weird. But let's see this one we got because they're trying to look for that cure for whatever was it Last of Us disease that they had.
They really did steal like everything from Last of Us.
Dude, I mean, I like the first one. I'll admit that. I like the first one a lot, actually. That second one, all I remember about it is just that, like, man, you guys really liked Last of Us, that's for sure. Someone on the production team really liked Last of Us.
I mean,
because you're stealing a lot of the zombies and elements from Last of Us.
Did we ever find out if it was actually like the same as what the book was, or?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I was gonna read the book, but like, because I actually listened to the first book on audiobook, and then I watched the movie, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I kind of like some of the stuff the movie kind of cuts down, and then that second movie didn't really make me want to read the book that much. But let's see what we got with the they're looking for that death cure. Guess that's what this one is. Maze Runner Death Cure. Because we're out of subtitles.
A tall order.
Running! Yes, gotta run. Run.
Who put us here?
Wait, that's just the first movie.
We don't know.
What if we were sent here for a reason?
You're so close to the
Come on, trailer. We only got a limited amount of time.
Why this all
Yes, it's the next movie.
First movie again.
We spent behind walls trying to break out, and now we want to break back in. I get shotgun.
You can't save everyone, Thomas.
I can try.
Well, I do like that it turned into Mad Max for a second.
Yeah.
When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find
Or
a cure.
Uncharted, because there is something, moving that you're running towards. All right, way to bury the lead. You just screamed out there is no cure.
Or you can save us all.
Shooter.
So yeah, so that was the trailer, first trailer for Maze Runner: The Death Cure. Is it just me, or does this one look more generic than the last one? Like that's.
I saw a train.
I saw a train.
There's a train sequence.
There's a train sequence in this. That's pretty cool.
Because Uncharted's never done that.
Yeah, I feel like as much as I liked like the first one of this series,
the first one should have just been its own thing. And
yeah,
better.
I don't know. For whatever reason, them being trapped in the maze was like the most interesting part of this franchise. And I felt like as soon as they leave the maze, it becomes very,
then it's just generic post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It's called Maze Runner.
Well, then
there hasn't been a maze for now 2 movies, apparently.
Yeah, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No,
Plus, the maze had like an objective, a mystery, a sense of structure. I don't know. It made it feel different from like the Hunger Games and Mortal Instruments and all the other ones.
I will give this one movie something. It seems like it would be better than the last movie.
I mean, I think so too. I'm wondering, like, he has that line of like that Travis was mentioning before, like, there is no cure. I was wondering if he was talking about like the in the plot in the movie or the sequel. Like, we gotta do the sequel. Yes. No, there is no cure. There is no third movie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna skip this one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. I feel like this one, it getting a theatrical release is actually surprising. I think the latest Divergent sequel is going to like going to a TV movie, and whatever whatever wave they were trying to ride with these young adult adaptations, I think it's pretty much over. I think it's I think we're at the tail end of it right about now.
Doesn't show much.
Watch out for that undertow.
Yeah, watch out for that undertow coming back in. But superheroes still going strong, boy. Superheroes still going strong. Yeah. They got a formula. But yeah, that was it. That was our
Who knows? Maybe they'll just fill in this niche and just be like, there's a YA novel movie? I've wanted one of those for a couple of years now.
You just let them go away, let us miss them for a while. Man,
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, not until they just straight up reboot Harry Potter. Which is coming, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna do it eventually.
But then we have to find the cure for age so that we can get Daniel Radcliffe back.
Daniel Radcliffe back?
Because how are you going to find a more Harry Potter motherfucker than
No,
that
he'll
dude?
just play Harry's dad in the next one. He'll play James Potter, and it'll just go like that in perpetuity, forever.
No, I can only imagine that. It's like, okay, so Dan, we want you to play Harry Potter. Not fucking again!
Again.
I'm not Harry Potter.
But you are.
Not him. Come on, I did so much other stuff. Anyone remember Woman in Black? No. How about that movie where I was the devil? No horns? No one remember horns?
Also that magic movie.
Oh yeah, I was the villain and now you see me too. Anyone remember that one?
How about that one movie that came out last year that we actually did a trailer talk for? That was
the one where it's like
with
the
Nazis.
Body. Oh no,
dude, I totally forgot about that movie. Did that movie come out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, wasn't he like the body in that other movie that really?
Oh yeah, that.
That one I heard it had very mixed results. But yeah, I totally forgot about the one him doing the Nazi thing. That actually seemed like a neat movie. It must have came in right under the radar because I haven't heard anything about it since. But yeah, that brings Trailer Talk to an end, guys. We are gonna take a small musical break, and we'll be back with our Stranger Things talk right after this.
No one remembers your name when you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven fever when you're down.
And welcome back to the UGO podcast. And man, I'm excited because we are talking about Stranger Things finally. A little late, but
hey, it's coming back up.
Timely if you consider that season 2 is coming back. You know what? I'm really excited that it's a Halloween theme.
Yeah, it is dropping on Halloween, isn't it?
That's super cool to me. I like that a lot. Loving the trailer, but I realized we never really shared our thoughts on Stranger Things season 1, or at least not in great detail. And now that Kyle is caught up, I would love to discuss it for a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of funny how Tessa and I decided that we needed to watch it, though.
Yeah,
we were at a Halloween store, and we saw all the Stranger Things things there. And then there was a Wapaka, Wisconsin shirt there. And we're like, why is that in a Stranger Things section? Yeah. So our little bit of Wisconsin pride made us go like, we need to find out if this is set in Wisconsin. It wasn't. No. It's just the kid's shirt.
It's just the kid's shirt. It's just a mislead. Just to get the Wisconsinite viewership in.
Well, it worked.
Those bastards.
It was a really good show, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, for those of you who are not aware, Stranger Things is a Spielberg-esque series on Netflix. You know what, Kyle, since you are the most recent, most freshest of views on it, would you like to give a brief description of what it's about?
Okay, so in small town Indiana in the 1980s, I believe it was.
Of course, in the 80s.
Yep.
Look at this show. Just look at it.
A child disappears.
Like
they do all the time. I mean, nobody was watching their kids in the 80s. No. Why do you think?
Especially in a Spielberg film or a Stephen King film.
Yeah, and a child disappears. I can't remember his name after a D&D outing with his buddies.
The only reason I remember his name is Will is because fucking Winona Ryder's character can't go 3 minutes without saying, "Where's Will? Okay. Will, where's Will?"
Okay, so I now that you mentioned Winona Ryder, I'm like, okay, she earned that paycheck because there is a moment where she's trying to. Okay, the son gets lost, and it's because of supernatural events. And there's a lot of mysterious things happening in this small town of Indiana. And it's all linked to this government facility that is in the outskirts of town. And so a sheriff, Will's mother, Winona Ryder, his group of friends, his sister, and his brother all kind of have separate storylines going, but they all try to converge and find Will. And also find out the mystery behind another character called 11.
Yes, it was a young girl who showed up kind of around the same time Will disappears.
Yep.
That is a great summary. I believe you were about to mention something about Winona Ryder.
Okay, so there's a moment where we find out that Will is in essentially another plane of existence called the The Upside Down.
Yeah.
And so the only way you can really converse with the outside world is when you're near a light fixture, it messes with the electricity and it turns on, is essentially what happens. So there's a moment where Will is communicating with his mother, Winona Ryder, through a ball of Christmas lights. And she is underneath a cabinet or some kind of desk, just crying at this ball of Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you earned that paycheck, Winona Ryder.
Like, she is fully invested in this ball of lights, in its well-being.
Yep.
And it's like, damn, okay, you did that, like, on set without, like, laughing, so that's pretty good.
Yep.
I did love that.
Probably took a few takes.
So what I loved is that what Kyle says is very true. This series is basically like 3 movies. Like if you go by their length and their pacing and stuff, it's 3 movies kind of stitched together. One being a Goonies style 80s, very Spielbergian.
Let's go find out where Stephen King hit our friend.
Yeah, and it's very much like those kids going on their own adventure. One is a stereotypical kind of creature feature dealing with the teenagers and the monster.
Yep.
And another one is like this government conspiracy film
where the hometown sheriff's got to figure it out.
Where the hometown sheriff, he's trying to unsolve this mystery, and they do all kind of converge near the end. But otherwise, and normally the weakness of a show like that is that I always find one of the stories less interesting than the other ones. And I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting until one of the other two stories comes on. But that is not the case here. I very much enjoy all three stories, which is interesting to me, and I feel the reason why is that the character work on this show is very good.
All the actors are fantastic.
Acting on the show is top notch, even from some of the lesser known people, and great kid actors.
Yep.
Damn. I mean, it's shocking how, like, just a couple years ago that was not the norm, and now it seems like, I don't know what the deal is, but we're getting a lot of really good kid actors.
Disney's been breeding them.
Been raising them up in test tubes.
Throwing them in vats and just...
You laugh, and yet...
You wouldn't, just put it this way, you wouldn't be surprised if it was true.
Like, if you just go underneath Disney World...
You'd just be like, oh, that makes sense.
It's underneath, like, Space Mountain or something. It's
all right, let's roll. See, this one's name is Chris.
No,
God damn it.
No, it's an Epcot, that one crappy film that was shot in...
oh, yeah.
What was that called again?
Escape from Nowhere, or Escape from Tomorrow, or something.
That was terrible.
That was bad. Yeah, and I really like a lot of aspects of this show. Like, the character work, again, is really good. I love the sheriff. The sheriff is a badass. I mean, and who is he played by? I think the character's name
David
is
Harbour.
Yeah, and I think the sheriff's name is Jim Hopper.
Yep,
Jim Hopper,
who's also going to be our next Hellboy, I believe.
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. And
I can see that.
And he's dealing with his own kid went missing in a previously, so he's wrapped up in this. He's got a very personal investment in this case. And yeah, the girl playing 11, Millie Bobby Brown, is very good. She is she's basically like a proto Jean Grey.
Yeah.
That is like very effective. Like, she does a lot of these visual tics to that incorporate with her powers, and it's always very clear when she's using her powers physically.
Yeah,
like, it's very apparent on her face and what she's doing,
but not covered up by any like massive CG or anything.
And her acting was top notch, probably some of the best in the series itself, mainly because she can't convey anything through speaking very well.
No, because she portrays a child that's been raised in this very experimental environment, I guess. Like, she hasn't had a lot of human contact. The one person she views as a father figure is very much her abuser / like just
jailer.
Yeah. So her way of interacting with the kids is very interesting because they all have this very easy social interaction of like a bunch of kids that know each other for a long time. They give each other shit constantly, and you can always watch her in the background, even when she's not speaking. She's like looking at the other kids, like trying to figure them out, like trying to figure out how to like interact with them, which is very cool. Like, she always even when she's not the focus of the scene, she feels very active in the scene, and it's very, very impressive from this young actress. And not to say that the older actors aren't very good too, because the teenagers are also good. We have Will's brother. What was his name in the show?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jonathan Byers.
See, I can hear every character screaming each other's name as soon as you say it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Jonathan. Oh yeah, that is it.
Yeah, he was a creepy motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, like,
kind of. Yeah.
So here's the thing: he gets bullied by these bullies at school, and there's the one main bully that is like dating the girl that he likes, right? So, or the popular girl or whatnot, and that one's what was her name again?
Nancy Wheeler.
Nancy. So yeah, because Nancy and Barb, I remember.
Nance. Yep.
And Nance, yeah. So he's crushing on her, and the bully kind of picks on him, but it's interesting how I'm not with the bully, but I'm not 100% against him, because one of the first things he does is he breaks his camera, which is a dick move, sure. But he breaks his camera because during their party, he was out back taking pictures of them in the bushes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? That's weird. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably put it into context. He was actually out searching for his brother at the time, and he happened upon it. But you probably shouldn't take pictures of a woman changing.
And she was changing, and he starts taking pictures. I'm like, okay, what is happening here?
I guess he just saw the opportunity.
Yeah, that was. There were a couple of times in the script writing where I'm like, okay, he's obviously doing this because he needs to for screenwriting purposes.
Mm-hmm. And when the bully confronts him about it, like, hey, stay away from her, you creepy son of a bitch. I'm kind of like, okay, he was mean about it, but I can't say I wouldn't have, like, said something similar.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, if I noticed someone creeping on my girlfriend in the back, I'd be like, hey, what's the deal, dude? Don't do that. That's messed up. Don't do that. And I do like that the bully doesn't go on a traditional, like, you think the bully's storyline is going one way.
Yeah, it isn't a traditional story arc for a bully, yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that. I liked his resolution by the end.
Yeah, as Tessa and I were describing it, we're like, he is the lowest level of douche, as in he's the best kind of douche possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's still a little douchey, like but he's very...
You kind of actually, like, when it shows that they're dating, I'm like, yeah, I can live with that. Like, it's not even, like... You don't look at a girl like, you can do better. And I'm like, no, that's approximately right.
I mean, for high school, that is approximately right.
For high school, it is approximately.
Everybody's a dick in high school, so
I mean,
it's kind of a crapshoot.
But he has moments later where he stands up to his peer group to defend his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after they graffiti the shit out of the town.
Afterwards, and it's kind of like. You get the sense that wasn't his idea to begin with.
No.
And he went along with it because he was mad. And then you do get the sense later that, like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And to his credit, he comes back and tries to make up for it. And
had a very bad time for him.
Not great timing. Not great timing.
To the point where your girlfriend points a gun at you? Yeah.
Spoiler, he didn't die from it. So, I mean...
Man, I thought he was dead.
He really honestly did.
I really thought he was going to die.
It's like, you're going to kill somebody or die yourself. One or the other.
Speaking of deaths, poor little boat for Barb.
Poor Barb.
So Barb bites it.
Yeah, she... Like, I thought I saw her on IMDb as in having more... showing up in more episodes, but I was like, maybe Barb's gonna come back.
Well, if you go by the internet's reaction, the internet was so pissed.
It was just like justice for Barb was like a trending thing.
Yeah, it was like it was hard to tell where the true outrage was and where the ironic, like, oh, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon thing was. But people were legit upset that Barb got killed. Because I think, well, we all self-identify as Barb. She's the nerdy one
we're
of the
all
crew.
Barb.
Well, she's the nerdy one, and also she was not really there for her own fault. She was just being a good friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
she was
kind of treated like shit that night.
Mm-hmm. And then she died for it.
I mean,
moral lesson, don't be good friends.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from me.
Fuck you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Barb was not a terrible character or anything. I just thought it was like, yeah, that's what happens in these types of shows is that characters die.
Yeah. I mean, characters die, and it's almost a necessity.
Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta ratchet up tension somehow, because the one of the things, like, this creature has come through the Upside Down, and is, it gets Barb. It seems to be able to affect the reality because she also falls into, like, another kind of dimension where the pool is. It's weird how the Upside Down is portrayed. It's like this nega dimension that really, like, it lines up with their D&D like thing a little too well. Like, it's weird how they kind of accept the reality of what's going on. Like, oh, this totally makes sense if you think of it as the Upside Down from.
By the way, I'm also totally going to make a spell where you shoot cabbages.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do they even nicknamed the monster? What do they call it? The Demogorgon?
Yes, because that was the thing they had to face.
That was the thing that they had to face.
Yeah. So that was cool.
There was, like, very dramatic moment to it. It was like, the Demogorgon.
Dude, the posters in that kid's bedroom.
They were awesome.
They were amazing.
Nick's like, I just want to grab.
Those weren't even his bedroom, like, even in the basement, and...
in his side bedroom. Like those were just like, these aren't my more important posters. Like they're all amazing. Like there's, fucking Jaws in there. There's what was it, Third Encounters. It's crazy. I think I saw Last Starfighter. And then there was like Evil Dead in there, and I'm like, no. You would not have an Evil Dead poster. Evil Dead was like, no one saw the Evil Dead when it first came out. This is too early for Evil Dead to come around. You would have not been able to get a poster or promotional material for that. That is bullshit. I totally want that poster though. Like all these 80s posters are just littered around his room, and I'm just like, want. The soundtrack's pretty good too. Like there's like this cool like synth kind of 80s feel to the whole show that like really kind of puts you in the mood to see like a creepy kind of show, as well as really places it in the time period.
Oh, let's not forget too that since we are in a southern state in an 80s film, there are 2 black people.
There's 2. And
Indiana is not southern.
I mean,
everything's southern to a Wisconsinite, Kyle.
True.
I think that has more effect to do that they're in a suburb than anything. But yeah, that's when one of them's our friend Lucas, right? He's one of the crew. There's also Dusty, I believe, the guy with no teeth or whatever the hell was wrong with his mouth.
There's a cop.
Was there a cop too?
Yeah, there was like one of the 3 cops that like.
Oh, I was going off of who the other kids were.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't think Dusty was. Dusty wasn't black, but
no. I was going.
You're talking about he switched gears here.
I switched gears to where the other kids. I wasn't talking about the other like. No, there's only enough room in the kid group for one black kid. This is an 80s style film.
Yep.
We're following 80s rules. There's room for one black kid. That's
and one
it.
fat kid.
And one fat kid. There's the rat-faced looking kid. We have all the stereotypes. We're here. They basically recycled them for the It movie. Like
in fact, they literally recycled one of the kids.
Man, 80s films, they do not want to structure from that formula. And this one being a tribute to those 80s films, it really does feel like that. To the point where it has psycho fucking Stephen King bullies in it.
It does. They're crazy.
So if there's anything I gotta complain about this series, is that those bullies, man, why is it that we always gotta go super crazy with the bullies?
Hey, didn't you know all bullies in the 80s were murderers?
All of them were murderers.
Every single one.
It always
The fact that you were born is surprising, because
Yep.
that means neither of your parents had bullies as children.
Yeah. Because they take the kids there and they want to force them to jump off into this fucking quarry?
Yeah.
Yep, into a quarry that was flooded by. First of all, by the way, if you ever own a quarry, don't dig straight down. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're gonna hit groundwater.
Yeah, that was
What
weird.
the fuck are you doing? Okay, continue.
Yeah, no wonder there's water at the bottom. Poor maintenance right there. Just poor structural.
Poor design.
Yeah.
Why do you dig straight down? Okay.
That's what I was doing wrong.
Yeah. I mean, the bullies themselves, there's like nothing to them, and they're just there to be further foils for the kids.
Yep.
And I don't know. Every time I see that, I'm just like, you could switch these out with these bullies could be played by the same characters over and over again in Stephen King books, and you would never know the difference.
Yeah.
There's just nothing very interesting or significant about them.
Yeah, you could try to make them more. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been a while for me to actually speak to people.
More relatable.
I've been in the under.
Relatable?
I've been in the upside down. Yeah, relatable. Not necessarily relatable, but nuanced is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I would settle for them to not be murderers.
Yeah.
Because that's where it leads to me. I'm like, okay, I was bullied as a kid, but not like that. And definitely not to the point of almost worried I was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like not a lot of people are, or maybe that's just my experience. I don't know.
Oh, I know of one person that was chased down with a car.
Mm-hmm.
But that was because that guy was a douche to everybody.
But yeah, that was. Is there any other things that didn't quite work for us? I really did enjoy the series overall, so I'm actually having a hard time think of anything that really didn't work.
It's also been a while since I actually did watch it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's surprising how much I remember vividly about it, though.
Like, once we started talking about it, I'm like, yep, remember this part.
Also helps that it's short, that it's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly helped us because it was consuming our lives for those 8 episodes.
Dude, the pacing of that show is tight.
Yep.
Pacing is tight. Like, you can flow right into one episode after the other.
Well, it is paced so that you want to watch... In 2 episode cycles, you want to watch the next one because every... first one, like the first one, the third one, the fifth one ends in a cliffhanger, like a significant cliffhanger. All of them do kind of end in a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but you're right. Like every other 2 end in a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean there's just even the cinematography. I mean the way they switch, the feel and mood that they're going for what between the 3 stories. Mm-hmm. Is very interesting. It never feels jarring.
No.
Nope.
Even though 1 minute, like, you could switch from one scene of the kids going on kind of an adventure trying to teach Eleven to be more like a regular...
Be a real girl
or whatever, and then you'll switch to some creepy scene with the sheriff trying to uncover a mystery that involves, like, a perfect reconstruction of a child's body. Mm-hmm. Like, that is some commitment right there. If you're going to commit to a conspiracy, that is some next level shit. And yeah, just overall, it's a super fun series that I cannot highly recommend enough.
Especially since the second season's coming out.
Yep. Watch it. You guys should watch it again.
Watch it again.
I mean, I do kind of want to watch it again now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually sitting down with you. Like, I actually have another place to go, but like on another Friday, watching like just sitting down and watching it with you guys again.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun because I am like excited to go back and give it another look. See, with that, is there anything else that really worked for you guys? Any favorite scenes amongst the episodes? I mean, I really like 11 confronting the bullies.
Yeah.
I like Nancy pointing the gun at her boyfriend.
That's just a great scene in general.
That was fucking hilarious. It's like, no, just leave. I think she might literally kill you right now.
Whoa. His face did kind of, I like this face acting there where you like realize like, okay, shit is a little more complicated than I thought it was.
I kind of like their like, what was it, science teacher or whatever? Who was just like really cool with them. Oh yeah, you're the nerds. I basically had to protect you and make sure that you don't die. And you're little nerdlings. I gotta just kind of teach and make a little safe area for you.
Is there a possibility of different dimensions? It's funny you should mention that. So I want to give you this whole visual diagram of something,
which is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, you're not a very good science teacher because I think you're spouting off. I just wanted him to go like, dumb kids. I just read them whatever's in my Star Trek, like Star Trek
fiction.
Like, yeah.
I can't remember what movie did that first, but everybody's tried to copy it. The whole. I mean, it kind of works to kind of give you a like. I liked his analogy with the ant better, where it was on the rope and it can go underneath. I liked that better, but we're digressing.
Yeah, we are digressing. I mean, I think if I had to pick an absolute like favorite scene, it would be anything that deals with 11 and her powers. I love her first reveal of her powers, where not the first reveal in the show, but like the first time she manifests them where she's being shoved into the cell and she murders those 2 attendees.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I liked it when she broke that kid's arm too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably just go like character by character on favorite scenes with them because they all have pretty good scenes.
No, what's great about this one is that what's great about this series is that they give every character a moment to give everybody a fuck yeah moment. The sheriff gets the sheriff gets a couple moments too where he's just like this one punch knockout sheriff.
Yes.
Where like no matter who he's punching, that person will go down in one punch.
He's like Michael Pena's character from Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's just bam. So yeah, a really good series that I can't highly recommend enough. With that, I kind of want to do a small, like, I want to talk about the ending just a little bit, but just in case anyone's listening who doesn't want it spoiled for them, I'll give you a chance to kind of jump ahead.
Yeah, if you have Netflix, watch it.
Definitely have, yeah.
Do it.
I mean, it is definitely worth your time. Again, it's a short watch. and it's really compelling stuff. I really like it, and catch up for season 2 because I imagine I don't think these guys would whiff the bat on. I mean, I've seen it happen before, but it's this shit's been really good. I can't imagine it wouldn't just be worth watching. So yeah, with that, if you want to jump ahead, that's completely fine, understandable. Just keep in mind, if you want to help out the podcast, you can give us those reviews on iTunes, and 5-star reviews help us out the most. If you give us a 5-star review, I'll read whatever goes in that review box on the air, word for word. If you would like to tell me, what your theories are on alternate dimensions and how they make more sense than folding over paper, which always seems to be the answer in every other sci-fi movie. Is just like, how do other dimensions work? Well, let me if you fold that fucking paper, I swear to God,
I will give you a galaxy's worth of paper cuts.
Fucking wormholes. But yeah, definitely do that. If you want to, subscribe to us on iTunes, that also helps. Maybe follow us on Twitter at UGO Podcast. And maybe follow us on Facebook as well. Give us a like while you're there. And, if you just enjoy us, maybe enjoy us on some of your other social medias and stuff. We'd love to hang out with you just to say hi. And with that, we're going to go into a small spoiler section right after this small musical break. We'll give you that chance to get out of here. If you don't want spoilers, flee, get out, go. Alright, so small spoiler section for Stranger Things. So, how Stranger Things ends.
Strangely.
It ends, well, it's interesting because 11, ultimately, the sheriff totally screws over 11.
Yeah.
Like, totally fucks her right over.
But can you blame him too much?
I mean, not really. I don't know what I would do with a telekinetic child that's pretty okay with murder.
Yeah. He essentially sold out the kids and 11 in order to essentially save himself, Will's mother, and the kids themselves. Mm-hmm. So he was kind of in a tight predicament.
No, he made the best deal he probably possibly could.
Yeah, it's like when you see him do it, it's like, "Aw, I don't like that you did that."
Well, I thought like, oh, maybe he has a plan on how to, turn around and get.
It can't seem like that at first.
But no, I think he was pressed into a corner and he had to make a deal of some kind, and I think he was just supposed to more of like, these are the people that I know, these are the people in my town. I don't really know this girl, and I don't know if she can function in regular society. Yeah.
Although there is some mysterious things happening at the very end scene where he puts a bunch of Eggo waffles into a box.
Indeed. Trying to signal 11's return, because 11 ultimately sacrifices herself to get rid of the Demogorgon, which is a very interesting scene. There's a lot of theories that the Demogorgon is tied directly to 11.
Yeah. It did seem like that in some ways.
It did very much seem like that. They did seem to share some sort of a connection. I'm not sure of how much of it was.
And I don't know how much to read into this line, but she did say that it's because of me that Will disappeared. But I don't know if that's just because of her freak out that eventually released everything else that was being experimented in some kind of SCP containment breach thing.
I think what she meant was that she opened the door to let the thing through rather than it being directly her fault. Yep. But they do leave it open for interpretation. Anyway, they do find Will. Will's cool. He somehow survived for weeks on end in the Upside Down.
It didn't sound like that long.
Was it not?
No, it still sounded like it went. The whole show went out through like a week.
Oh, okay.
Still, a week is a pretty long time.
Especially to not have food or water.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that the Upside Down doesn't follow the same rules of reality that ours does. So he probably doesn't need as much sustenance or whatnot. Also, we find Barb there. Poor Barb. She's all fucked up.
Sluggy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and at the very end scene with Will, does he spit out or does one come out of his nose? Like he
coughs out
as a slug.
Yep.
And that doesn't look great.
Nope.
That does not look great at all.
Because it looked like that was like some kind of hive thing that was feeding them.
Yeah.
So,
Predator.
it's like they were going to be we're expecting some kind of alien to burst out of their chest or something.
Mm-hmm. So I believe like there's a lot of hanging threads actually for season 2 to pick up and play with, which is cool because they leave a lot of stuff open, but season 1 has a resolution. Feels like the story is wrapped up.
You did what you said to do, which was save this kid.
Mm-hmm. They didn't leave it off of like, oh, Will's still in there. We still got to go back for him, and then cut off the show. Like that would make me mad.
Yeah, they tied off all the necessary strings, but they added more in case they got a second season, which they did.
And they might actually have as many as 3 or maybe even 4 now. I'm hearing.
Really?
There's definitely going to be a third one. They're in talks right now whether or not they want to do a 4th one or not.
Okay.
And how shocking is it that the John and Nance don't end up together?
I actually found that somewhat refreshing.
Yes.
Right?
And also somewhat sad because you're like, oh, they're not together. His life is still kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for John.
Yeah.
I don't really feel bad for Nancy because I'm like, well, I mean, John's all right. I mean, he's a nice guy or whatever, but like
he's a little bit too much of a nice guy sometimes.
He did have those creepy moments, and her boyfriend did come through in the pinch and come in to like basically prove himself and go like, oh no, your boyfriend's all right. I like him.
He doesn't have a good turn the show.
Yeah, he ends up hitting the monster with a baseball bat, which is pretty cool. The bully gets the total hero moment in that storyline. Actually, very interesting. I actually did not see that coming.
Yeah, and no one dies in that scene. I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah, I thought. Well,
they kicked the ass out of a monster.
Yeah,
I thought once the boyfriend showed up, I was like, oh, he's totally
your
dead.
whole plan went tits up.
He's gone. He's just gone. But no, they actually managed to fight it off, and we're like, dude, we won. Like, we got it. I mean, sure, it basically fucked off to go and try and kill some other people.
But we're good.
Then it murdered everybody at that government agency.
Well, it follows the same rules as a lot of other movie monsters, where guns do nothing to it, but blunt instruments are its weakness. I direct you to the signs, monsters.
Oh, I couldn't stop saying it's weak to fire, because one of the things that they did was they set it on fire as well in order to weaken it. And I'm just like, they're weak to fire, my lord. If any of you have ever played Dragon's Dogma, everything is fucking weak to fire.
Everything.
They seem less effective when you set them on fire. Strangely enough. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. I do like finally going into the Upside Down and how it like they really put a lot of set work into what the town looks like. You know, like there's a lot of cars and stuff. There's a lot of attention to detail into the design. It was really cool. Really builds an atmosphere. I just love the like really just firing on all cylinders on the writing, acting, production. The show is just very professional the whole way through.
Yeah, it really is.
Like it's very slick, and
I've never seen a network show that's been that good.
New, like, and they must have had a smaller budget like to work with. I mean, I assume
technically they're filming horror, so
I guess that would be interesting to look at. I mean, I know Netflix doesn't like to release numbers and stuff, but I would definitely like to know how much money each one of these episodes cost.
Well, I did see on the trivia section that like the sheriff's like trailer where he lived cost the art department $1.
It cost them $1?
It cost them $1 to buy it, apparently. That's what the trivia says on IMDb.
Damn.
So,
but we just need to serve Craigslist more often.
Yeah. I wonder if he was just like, I'm going to be in my trailer. Which trailer, sir? Like, which you know, like, are you going to be? Okay, never mind.
The one that costs more than $1.
More than $1. The one that has fucking AC in it.
And a toilet.
But yeah, any other theories we want to go into, like, for going to season 2? The kids are all back together.
Yeah.
I don't know how Wilt interacts with the crew that much.
Right, because we've seen them all with each other and on their own, but we've seen very little of Will outside of him giving us communication through light bulbs.
I mean, I think we assumed that they were all really good friends. Like, all really tight-knit. Like how we were in high school, and before that, just we just go over to this person's house because that's what we do.
That's what you did. So I'm interested to see Will coming back in and his, like, affliction. Like, maybe he's not the same Will as they know before. Maybe it's affecting him some weird way.
Or maybe he's just slightly traumatized for being in an interdimension for a couple of days.
And running away from a Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Could be.
Probably wouldn't be very good with D&D after that.
I'm wondering, like, what's the relationship between John and Nance now? Like, do they hang out at school now? Like, are they friends? Like, is he part of the friend group there? I mean, the bully, or Nance's boyfriend seems to be like, oh, well, he doesn't seem to be part with the bully crew anymore, so I'm getting that his social standing has probably changed.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks with what's happening with the sheriff, because we saw him connect with the government agency, and he's still alive, and coming back to the town.
It feels like he might have made a further deal of, like, keeping shit under wraps for the facility, in exchange for, like, being in the know of what's going on. And I think he might be parlaying that into kind of protecting 11, if what we see from the end is any indication.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell because he's one of those characters that he doesn't bounce off as many other people as the kids all get to talk to each other.
Right.
Like, and they know what they're going through. The teenagers all talk to each other and know what they're going through. The sheriff, he mostly interacts with Winona Ryder, and when he's not interacting with Winona Ryder, everything is very visual with him. So it's hard to tell exactly what's going through his mind at any one given time.
He's almost like the character insert that... Yeah, he's mainly there for narrative purposes at times, where it's like, this is the other things that are going on.
Yeah, he's very much there to give, like, to run into the exposition and, like, to give, like, an explanation of, like, why all this other crazy shit is happening in the other two stories. So yeah, I'm interested in what his deal is and what his, like, what relationship he's going to have with the government facility.
And then obviously at first, it seems like Winona Ryder, it's like, what are they going to do with her the next season? But her kid might be infected with something.
Yeah, I think she's going to have to, she might be going through some more crap as well. Maybe we'll get to see some of the other kids' parents, like, at all.
I real swear it's like, okay, there's two black people in the show. Are they related? I mean... It's racist, but I mean, are they related? It's like, I don't think they actually were.
Don't be racist, Raps.
I mean, to be fair, 80s show.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see what's going on in season 2. I love the look of it already. The Ghostbusters uniforms that they're wearing for Halloween just crack me up, even though there was no such good looking Ghostbusters uniforms back then in the 80s. That's impossible. They must have made those themselves. Like, they took cosplaying to a whole new level before. Like that's some professional shit right there. I love the fact that they've even might have upped the stakes of, like, there might be giant fucking creatures, like, in the next one. Like, they had that indication on, like, there's, like, a Cloverfield looking monster, and I'm like, oh shit.
Don't think it'd be able to beat that off with a bat.
No, but how cool would that be, watching that one of them run away from this thing that's tearing up the town? Like, that would be a great season finale. That'd be really cool. But with that, I think we can bring this segment to an end, unless anyone has anything last minute stuff to add. No? All right. Well, yes, that was, thanks for, keeping with us for the spoiler talk. We're going to join you guys for season 2 of Stranger Things, because, my God, I cannot wait. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween,
it's gonna be a happy one for me.
So excited for Halloween. I love it, which is why we were in a Halloween store in mid-September.
Tis the season. But with that, we are Unapologetic Geek Out, and we're out. Oh my God, it feels so right with all three of us. It's so good.
I gotta lie.
And that's my cue to leave.
You can't leave every time I have a boner.
You never come back.
Just never stay around.